Yeah, what's going on, people? It's Arsenal with their 17th game unbeaten, and they beat Bournemouth 2-1 away from home. Let's do it. So, fantastic win away from home, guys. That's our 17th game unbeaten. And I know we had 4 draws, so it kind of feels great putting us back on the map of winning again. I mean, I was wondering how long this was going to go on. I remember a few years ago, Man United had a 25-game winning streak, and they had drawn like 14 of those games. So it kind of really it defeats the object in being unbeaten because you have to win games. So it's good Arsenal are back to winning games again. Today was a tough game, guys. I mean, let's not discount where Bournemouth are. It's a bit like the Watford game. These games aren't going to be easy, guys. Just like the Watford game, we had to battle for it. That's 3 points well earned. And consider this. We won 4 games away from home all last season. And already in November, we've won 4 games away from home. We're still in the first third of the season. And already we've won 4 games away from home. So you've got to put that down to the manager. You have to put that down to Emery. He's definitely changed the team, and we can see that now. Torreira's finding his feet. Speaking of Torreira, he's getting forward a lot now. Against Wolves, he had that chance where he just missed the goal. He's getting closer now because today he hit the post. But I just like the fact that he's very forward thinking, even though he's a defensive midfielder. So Mustafi as well, another fantastic performance from Mustafi. I thought he did okay. A few silly, clumsy fouls, a few in the first half, and one right at the end of the game in the 95th minute, which could have actually tied the game for Bournemouth. It was a free kick. That 10 yards looked a long way, man. It looked more like 15 yards. But he put it over the bar, and it was a relief at the end of the day. But we saw the game out. This is the first game that I kind of thought that the subs didn't add anything. In fact, when the subs came on, we were under more pressure. So I'm not sure why that happened, considering how badly Mkhitaryan was playing, and considering how tired Aubameyang was. I wasn't sure. And Iwobi, he was really tired as well. He was quite gassed. So why didn't those guys come off the field? Is a real strange one. So you've got 2 players who came on the field, and Guendouzi, who was okay, and Ramsey, who added nothing, and then obviously the rest of the guys who were tired. It wasn't a recipe fit for seeing out a game, to be honest. So we kind of got away from that one. But Mustafi, yeah, 84 clearances this season. That's 54 of them with his head. So he's doing a decent job. But Socrates, for me, was the man of the match today. He was absolutely brilliant back there. Such a stout figure. The way he was shielding off strikers to let the ball go out of play. And you could see the body language. The first time he done it against King in the first 5 minutes, you could see he threw both of his arms up to say yes. That kind of passion is something we used to see from Tony Adams, Martin Keown, Steve Bold, Nigel Winterburn. I won't say Lee Dixon because Lee was kind of a quiet guy. But it just goes to show you the passion that they have for defending. And we talk about defending as an art. This guy comes on the field. He's never had a bad game. We can talk about how Holding has had a few slips, but then he's played fantastic this season. We can say Mustafi's had a few slips this season. But have you ever said to yourself that Socrates has had a bad game for Arsenal? You haven't. Because he hasn't had a bad game. He's been solid. I don't know why he's been on the bench for the last few games, but it's really great to see him in the 3 at the back system. Really good to see him. And that system kind of worked as well for us as we could have thought, because Kolasinac was the other guy I need to talk about. He done really well, added so much meat going forward, gave us a lot of meat on the bones going forward. A lot of options. That 4-man midfield looked really spread out. Winning the ball well. The only thing is just the defensive frailties of Kolasinac kind of show up now and then. He just didn't offer Holding enough support going back. So that's something that the boss needs to think about going forward. Aubameyang. Well, yes, he got us the winner today, but man, he was off his game. The first four shots went nowhere, weren't even on target. If he buries a couple of those, or even one, we're already ahead of the game and the pressure's on Bournemouth. And he's kind of been like that for the last few games now. It's funny, before Lacazette started in the fourth game of the season, in the first three games, Aubameyang was the anchor man up front, and he wasn't doing it. He wasn't playing well. He was poor holding up the ball, wasn't really the anchor man that you'd want, bringing others into play, and the same thing was today. In fact, Welbeck has played better holding up the ball. The problem is with Welbeck, as you know, he just falls over himself in the final third. Now, if there's one thing that you can depend on Aubameyang doing is getting on the end of crosses, getting on the end of anything that goes into the box. He's lethal there. But we haven't really seen that clinical striker of late. And I think he needs to get back to that. He's got to pull his socks up. But still, you can't discount the goals that he's scored. 16 now in the Premiership. And he's only started here in January. So he's really come of age. But I think he's just a better player when Lacazette's around. It's almost as if Lacazette completes him in terms of being that perfect striker. So I can't wait to see those guys coming back. And guys, we did this today away from home without Lacazette and without Ozil. So big respect today, guys. Massive, massive respect. We're up to a point behind Spurs now. So a win next week against Spurs, that'll put us in the driving seat in the top four. And boy, I want to be there, man, because we own Spurs. Our home record against them is pretty good. And even in the last few away games, we've gone there and got a draw. So we're kind of standing up to them. But let's bust them around next week and let's show them who's the team. Let's show them who's the real deal now in North London. Now we've got the new manager. Now we've got some discipline about us. Now we're up there in terms of goals with Manchester City as the top two scoring teams in the league. Let's kind of show them where we are. I'm not sure whether we're going to go out of three at the back or four, but it's definitely going to keep Pochettino guessing. Because I'm sure Eddie Howe came out on the field today. He didn't know what we were going to do. We changed that up. So, and I'm not sure Monreal's that close to coming back as well. But guys, one thing. You got to remember, Ozil and Lacazette didn't have international duty last week. So these guys are going to be fresh. We're coming up to a Christmas run-in, and rotation's going to be key. So those guys are pretty fresh now. So I'm still looking forward for us to continue in this run. Going 18 games unbeaten against Spurs, that's going to take us into good stead. I mean, this team are looking like they can't be beat now. But hey, we know it can swing either way. These are games we've got to fight for. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell if you want to know when the videos are dropping. And boom, we're there, guys. 17 games unbeaten. Spurs coming up next. Let's do this. Peace out.